There's a famous saying in America, never discuss religion and politics in polite company. You can talk about the weather, talk about sports, even talk about family, but these two issues are bound to incite such passion that chances of friendly conversation dissolves into verbal fireworks are regrettably high. Combine the two, talk about religion and politics, and you're in for a real show. I think that's too bad because religion, mined appropriately, can play an enormously useful role in politics. It is a source of wisdom, ethics, morality, and great insight into the human condition. Every frailty, every emotion, every attribute, laudable, embarrassing, and sinister, is found in the sacred tradition of the vast array of religious beliefs that provide meaning, solace, and motivation for millions of Americans. Of course, religion can also be a curse when it comes to public life. There was a time when religious tests were common, whether official or not. The founders of our country were Protestants, and anyone who wasn't was suspect, at best. Discrimination against people of other religions was a sad but consistent feature of American history. It took 180 years to elect our first Catholic as president, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He just elected our second, Joe Biden. We've never elected a person of another faith, whether Jewish or Muslim, Hindu, or no faith at all. George Washington, who was a much wiser leader than many give him credit for, understood all this. He is best known for two historic achievements: leading a ragtag band of rebels to victory over the British Empire, and then serving 2 terms as president and retiring, becoming perhaps the first leader in world history ever to leave office voluntarily. But among his other great achievements was to give meaning to America's promise of religious liberty, a cornerstone of the First Amendment to the American Constitution. In the year 1790, Washington wrote a letter to the Jewish community of Newport, Rhode Island, where the oldest synagogue in America was located, offering words that set the standard for American presidents even to this day. In the purest example of religious tolerance in our nation's history, Washington wrote, quote, "For happily the government of the United States gives to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance, and requires only that those who live under its protection should demean themselves as good citizens, and giving it on all occasion their effectual support." And so, on this day, as I host the niece of our first Catholic president, just 100 days or so after the inauguration of our second Catholic president, I say thank you to George Washington for setting a standard of inclusion whose goals we aspire to reach even today, more than 230 years later.